What up, man? My bad. I was looking at something. It's your big brother K-Rino. Uh, feel like it's been forever. I feel like it's been forever since the last time I talked to y'all, but that's only because I've been like super duper busy, man. I've been super duper busy, and I'm finally getting a little time pocket. Finally getting a little moment where I can talk to y'all for a little while. So I'm gonna do just that. Let me see something real quick. Hold on, no, that ain't what I'm looking for. It's not what I'm looking for. Trying to see how I can. They done changed some stuff up on here. I ain't been gone that long. They done changed some things up. I guess maybe this is what it is. But yeah, y'all see the title. I'm gonna talk about some other things as well. Okay, that's it. Yeah, they did change some up. But yeah, we're gonna do a little commercial breaking in between just to, well, I mean, before we get started, so y'all will know uh what's going on. I'll let a few folks slide in, come into the community center. This is our weekly community meeting. I'll let a few of y'all come in and have a seat. It was at Eleno Salazar said free Pharaoh. Yeah, I know that's right. Walaikum salam, Sarah. I see you. Leo, man, what's up, Leo? Where you been, man? My homie Leo out there in Australia. You still in Australia? You still in Sydney? Much love to y'all. Look, man, before we get going, I want to make sure that y'all know that the new album 7 Hour Block is out. It's available however you want to get it. As well as Audio Optics, which dropped a couple of weeks back, available however you want to get it. I've been really emphasizing lately about trying to urge you guys to buy physical copies of the album, as well as digital downloads of the album, where you buy the album like on Apple or something like that. And the reason I've been doing that is because, you know, we know more and more, we're learning more and more that, you know, while streaming is really, really good for the customer, it's really good for the customer, it's not really good for us as artists. We don't really make a lot off of streaming. It's like the numbers are almost laughable. The numbers are to a point where if you were to tell somebody that had no idea about the music business and had no understanding of how this thing works, and you were just to explain them just the mathematics, just the breakdown on how the streaming thing works, like when an artist gets one stream, or when an artist even gets 1 million streams, how little, I mean, I can't even say little, it's like almost microscopic, the amount. So if you were to tell 1,000 of your friends, just giving an example, if you were to tell 1,000 of your friends, hey man, this guy's album is out, y'all go stream it. Those 1,000 streams, if 1,000 of your friends streamed my album, I would probably make what, a few cents off of that, maybe $1 or something, just for 1,000. Do the math. I don't have time to calculate the math in my head, but that's how ridiculously disrespectful the payout is on music streams. Now, on the flip side, if you were to tell 1,000 of your friends to go on iTunes or whatever and download the album, just buy a downloaded album for $9.99 or $10, then that changes the whole game. If they were to go and get a physical copy, that changes the whole game. That, and I'm not just talking about for me, I'm talking about for any artist that you support or you rock with, that you like to listen to. It would be really cool and beneficial to that artist, if you would actually go get. And I know some people say, well, man, I don't even got a CD player. I can't listen to a CD. Well, get it anyway. Get it anyway. Just get the CD and have it. Get it and tell them. But I can't say what they tell them what to do, but tell me to sign it, and I'll sign it for you. Keep it, put it up, whatever. Or go get the digital download from like iTunes or something like that, and then you still got it digitally, But those streaming platforms like Spotify and others, they don't pay. I posted a video the other day where I talked about Snoop Dogg saying that he had a billion 1 billion streams, and he only made $45,000 off of 1 billion streams. Now, if a stream were to pay him $1, that would be $45 billion that he had. They just gave him $1 per stream. If they gave him half of that, if they gave him 50 cents per stream, it would be like $27.5 billion, But this thing is set up to where the streaming companies and the record labels are going to make the majority of the money. So 7 Hour Block is the new album that I just dropped, and Audio Optics was the album I dropped a couple of weeks before that. So if y'all want to support, y'all go to South Park Coalition site.net if you want physical copies, or you go to iTunes or something like that. But if you still want to stream on Spotify, I'm not stopping you. I'm just saying, So let's get into it, man. Let's talk about what we came to talk about. And I'm gonna shout y'all out as we go along. Brina Aquafina, where you been? Where you been, Brina? You used to come and visit the chat from time to time and grace us with your presence. We ain't seen you since 1961. Glad to have you back in the building, DT and Montrese, Anna Monarchy, all the family is in here. But I was having a conversation with one of the homies, man, and I won't get into the details of the conversation, but the topic was based around somebody's ability to use and manipulate another person and do it under the disguise and under the umbrella of it being love, to make a person think that the manipulation tactics that they're using is actually love, when in reality they are just basically playing a mind game with that person in order to continue to roach off of the resources that that person is providing. Usually somebody who manipulates others are people. These are people who don't have anything going for themselves. They have no resources. They have no drive or get up in them to make something happen for themselves. And they kind of just lay in wait to meet somebody for the opportunity to be able to pounce on them and see how they can just bleed you dry of the resources that you worked hard for. And they may do it, they may be able to get away with it or to get in because of reasons like, okay, well, it may be a relationship. It's like, okay, well, y'all were in a relationship. He came in under that umbrella, or she came in under that umbrella. And they always are great in the beginning. They always treat you great in the beginning, just like an abuser, a physical abuser. They always treat you great in the beginning just to pull you in. They say all the right things. They present themselves in a way that appears as though they got a lot going for themselves, or they're gonna match whatever you got going on. They one thing about a manipulator, you are not able to be a good manipulator if you don't have a mouthpiece, if you don't have the gift of conversation. That's the main component of being able to accomplish uh, manipulation on that level. So they say and do the things that are necessary to get in with that person, and once they have you so locked in to where you can't get out, or where you don't think you can get out, then they do this. They pull a mask off, and you start to see them for who they really are. And the smart people, they they can get out. Sometimes people get out early. You know, a person with a high self-worth and self-value, with high self-esteem, they'll peep that early on, and they'll get out. They'll shut it down immediately. But unfortunately, a lot of people out here have really low self-esteem. A lot of people out here are really so, and I'm not disrespecting anybody. I'm not using the word desperate in the wrong way. I'm using it in the real way. Some people are really, really lonely or desperate, or just really want to be with somebody, really want to be loved, really want to have that in their life, to where um, they'll turn a blind eye to certain things that they see. You kind of saw little flags that kind of showed you um, hints of what this person would eventually become. And even when they actually become what they really are, and they do pull a mask off, you still hang around because of that low self-esteem that you have, and you're dealing with somebody who is not even worthy of you, but they have you feeling like you're not worthy of them. That's manipulation. That's master manipulation. Because if you are the one who's providing the resources, they living off your income, um, driving your car, living in your house, eating your food, benefiting off of everything that you have already had established long before they came, but yet they can make you feel like you need them. And that's a master manipulator. So what has to happen is, oh, I forgot, let me say before I get to that point. Another thing, it's not always about the conversation. It's not always about the gift of gab. Sometimes people control other people through fear. Sometimes people control people through fear. And that's one of the toughest ways and one of the toughest things to escape from, because it's one thing if somebody has you actually believing that they are an asset to you when they're not. It's they've actually made you believe it. So they have you uh, in a delusional state, and the people around you are going, man, you don't need it. And you're like, no, he loves me. No, man, she loves me, man. No, she be, But it's a different ball game when somebody is controlling somebody through fear, meaning they're threatening you, meaning they already putting their hands on you, meaning they threatening to do stuff to your family, and so now you are frozen by the fact you don't want to leave this person. Well, you won't leave this person because you are afraid of what they might do to you. You're afraid of a consequence, all the way up to not just physical abuse, just putting hands on, I mean, even threatening to take your life. So in that case, there are people who they really want to leave. They want to go. They don't want to be with that person anymore, but they're just scared to make that move. And you see it all the time. You mainly see it a lot with men doing that to women, striking that kind of fear in women because they're being abusive towards women. But the reality of it in this day and age, there are women who are very abusive towards men, physically abusive, not just tearing them down verbally. And some people say, well, man, verbal abuse is just as bad, or can be just as bad as as physical abuse. And I get that principle because sometimes words can have the ability to cut deep. Words can cut deep. You know, and if somebody who you love is telling you things to bring you down, to tear you down, to destroy your confidence and your self-worth, then it can have a longer term effect sometimes than the physical abuse. But here's the problem. The problem when you're dealing with people like that is that a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times you dealing with both. A lot of times that person is, you see, you're not going to have a physically abusive person that's not verbally abusive as well. They're being verbally abusive while they're physically abusing you. So you may get the verbal without the physical, but the physical ain't gonna come. They gonna without the verbal, they gonna come. They gonna go hand in hand. So the key is recognition. The key is early recognition. They say, well, you know, with cancer, we catch it early, we can knock it out. These people are like a cancer. They are a cancer because they can come to you at one point, in one point of you, and they can strike into a certain point on you, and then their poison can spread throughout you, and then it's very hard to get rid of, if not impossible to get rid of. So in the same case with cancer, early detection is very important. Early detection is a must. Early detection is key. And one of the things that prevents early detection of how a person is being blinded by your infatuation with that person, being blinded by your attraction to that person, your physical attraction to that person, or even a false um, intellectual attraction. Because, like I said, people can sell you themselves because they got conversation, and they can make themselves out to be whatever they want to make themselves out to be, and they can lure you into that. Oh, I just love his intellect. He's so intelligent. I could just talk to him for hours. He's so fascinating. Yeah, he's fascinating because he's setting you up. You know, see, a manipulator is not is most manipulators are very smart people, intelligent people. They just trifling. They just sorry. They just lazy, and they want to take shortcuts in order to advance themselves, and they don't care anything about you. They can give a beautiful appearance like they care about. They can make it seem like they love your draws. Didn't mean to say draws on the live tonight, but they can make it seem like they just love everything about you, all to just make you let your guard down. Once your guard is down, bam, right to the face. So you have to be able to detect early by not moving so fast. Doesn't matter how much you may like a person or how much you think you might like this person. Move slow. Because I said this on another live. We were on a similar topic one time, and when you move slow, one thing about a manipulator that you got to understand, they are very impatient. They have a plan. They have a timeline. They know about how long or they want to go before they're ready to be where they want to be with you, whether to lock you in. And if it's taking too long, they become impatient. So if they want to sweep you off your feet fast, they want to instantly run that game on you to where they can get in quick. But if 2, 3 months done pass, 4 months, 5 months, and you still slow rolling with them, you still kind of stand off. You still now wait and see. Nah, you can't do this yet. You can't. Now I'm not ready for this yet. Most likely, two things are gonna happen. They're gonna either just leave it alone altogether. Long before that, they just gonna disappear one day. They're gonna stop calling. You ain't gonna know what happened to them. They just, I'm done. I can't do this. She taking too long. Or they're gonna get frustrated over time, and they're gonna let their guard down. They're gonna let their defense down in terms of the act that they're putting on, and then you're gonna start to see their real self. You're gonna see them lash out or say something or do something or get out of what you believe is their normal character, and then you're gonna be like, okay, because they're getting frustrated and impatient that they haven't been able to rope you yet, to snatch you in, to get you yet. So you have to have the patience. Doesn't matter what this person is saying to you, doesn't matter how you see them in your eyes, you got to have the patience to just wait it out. People gonna show you who they are. They can't help it because that's who they are. You can't suppress that, but for only so long. See, that's why even if people are not manipulators, are not setting out to use people, you just two regular people who meet each other, start talking, courting, dating, relationship. There are ways that they showed in the beginning that was just so perfect to draw you in, but the imperfections and the flaws will come out later. You didn't know that she had a bad attitude every morning when she wakes up. She's fine the rest of the day, but in the morning she'll cuss you out and she just got a bad attitude. She grumpy and grouchy. You didn't know that, but eventually you found out. See? You didn't know that he was a mama's boy, and his mama is always in y'all's business and telling him what to do. He listens to his mama more than he'll listen to you. He confides in his mama, and y'all in a full-on relationship. Y'all married. When something go wrong, he goes to his mother before he goes. You didn't know that. Now, these are things that are maybe not as detrimental as somebody abusing you or draining your bank account dry. But the point I'm making is that every aspect about somebody, the deep things about them, sooner or later they're gonna come out. Just the surface things are gonna come out as well. You just have to be patient. But you also have to develop a sense of love for yourself. Because if you don't have a sense of love for yourself, then you can know that the person that you're dealing with is trash. You can know that they are a trash human being, and you will still let them do you like that. And that's the worst, because you got people around you. You got friends, family, parents telling you, begging you, not understanding, scratching their head. Why are you letting this person do this to you? You better than that. They're showing you the things that this person is doing that are demonstrating that they don't care anything about you. And you just steady, just acting like you don't see it. That's when you have to raise up yourself. You have to understand who you are. And the sad part about it is people will tell you who you are. It's crazy when somebody has to explain to another person their own value. You have to make another person see, but you got to do it sometimes. If that's your friend, if that's your loved one, you have to actually show them. And if they seem like they've had high self-esteem at a point in their life and they lost their way, you have to remind them, hey man, let me show you who you are. See? I had a homie that was on dope real bad. And, you know, I used to look up to him. I still look up to him. But when he fell off, I had to remind him of who he was to me and to others. It's like, dude, you don't know, man. You that dude. But something had a hold of him that caused him to lose sight of who he really was. Something got a hold of him that snatched his real identity away from him. See, drugs take your identity from you. Alcohol abuse takes your identity from you. And the drug of a dirty, manipulative, evil person in your life takes your identity from you. That person literally will strip you of your identity. You will be unrecognizable to people who've been knowing you all your life, because now once they get that control over you, now they start to reprogram you into what they want you to be. So now if you was outgoing and fun loving and a people person, and they take all that away from you. They don't want you talking to your family. They don't want you on the phone with your friends and your homegirl and all that no more. They don't want you doing that no more, because they want to keep you in a state of isolation. They want to separate you from anybody who could potentially wake you up to what they doing. They want to separate you from that. So that's why you see these situations where some of y'all got friends like that are in those kind of relationships. Or you may seen a TV show or a movie like that where old boy come in the room and who you on the phone with? What is this? This just my friend. This is my friend, my best friend. Get off that phone. Get off the phone. Well, we just talk. Get off the phone. I'm gonna call you back. See? Because one thing about a manipulative, controlling type of person, in the beginning, you bring these people around, the people you love, once you get comfortable with them. You bring them around, you bring them to the little function where all your family and friends are going to be. You bring them around your homies to the club. You go on the double dates and all that. And the people that really know you and care about you, they checking him out. And if he's saying stuff and doing stuff or acting in a certain way, they looking like, something about him. I don't like him. They peeping it. Your friends are peeping it. Don't mean they always right, because sometimes, crazy, you got crazy friends too. You got friends that'll misjudge a good person. But I'm speaking in the case of the opposite, where the friend done saw right through him. But guess what? The manipulator recognizes that the friend sees through him. He knows it. He knows who's who. Because he could be just running his mouth and everybody laughing, he telling these lies and boosting all this stuff up, man. And it's that one person in the room that's over there like this, just looking at him like, let's see through it. That's the one that they want to keep you away from. So who is this? I'm just talking to my friend Jeff. Jeff, that's that dude that was at the thing. Yeah, you met Jeff. I don't want you talking to Jeff no more. And they're gonna make up some reason like, oh, you must be having sex with Jeff. Now he like you. I see the way he look. Jeff been my friend. We grew up together. He like a brother. Da, 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 da. He gonna separate you from Jeff. You ain't gonna be able to talk to Jeff no more. You ain't gonna be able to talk to your sister no more. Your best friend who really look out and got your best interest in heart. You ain't gonna be able to talk to them for long no more. If you don't have a weak parent, if you got a strong mama, and you done brought him around your mama, and your mama sitting there going, he gonna know. Look, let me tell y'all something, and y'all can tell me the same thing. I'm sure most of y'all, if not all of y'all, because sometimes it don't work out like that, but a lot of y'all have been involved with people, and when you finally meet their parents or their close, somebody don't like you. Baby girl, his mama don't like you for some reason. Any females in the chat? You ever met? You ever been with her? Who in here has been involved with somebody whose parent, whose mother, or even father didn't like them? But you didn't do nothing. I'm not even talking about you being a manipulator where they saw through your BS. I'm just saying, she brought you around or he brought you around, sis, and the mama just didn't like you. Didn't seem like they didn't even give you a chance. See? My point of saying that is to say that you could be a good guy or a good female, and the mama or the daddy or the friend might not like you. Now, sometimes, because here's the twist, sometimes the mama or the friend or the daddy, sometimes they don't like you, not because you are a manipulator. They don't like you because they are the manipulator. And they see you as a threat to being able to continue to do what they doing to their own loved one. Because if you have a mother that's trifling, because just because that's your mama don't mean she can't be trifling. Well, I love my mama. Don't talk about my mama. Just because that's your daddy don't mean he can't be a snake. See? So if you're doing well and your parents ain't, hey man, your mom and daddy might have been on drugs. They may be a little distorted because of it, but they may see, well, this guy or this woman, she seems to be good for my son, or he seems to be good for my daughter, but he's gonna take her away. She's gonna take him away, and I won't be able to benefit from the resources of my child my grown child that I've been benefiting from, because he's not gonna let anybody manipulate them, which is only right. So it's not always just somebody on the outside of you and your family that's the guilty one. It could be somebody right in your circle, somebody who got the same blood rolling through their veins as you do. And that makes it tougher sometimes, because now you have this loyalty towards my family member that makes you say, oh, man, I just can't leave. That's my cousin, man. We grew up together, man. I just can't leave her like that, man, But the unfortunate part is she don't even care about you. She never liked you. He was always jealous of you, always envious of you. He never liked you. But one thing that happens is that sometimes our love See, because all the while you got straight up, real, actual, genuine love for that person. But sometimes our genuine love can blind us from the hate of the ones that we love. You can't see the hate in them because of how much love you got for them. You can't fathom it. You can't imagine it. It's like, nah, man, nah. But people that you care about a lot of times, they talk about you like a dog. You would never believe it. You would never believe it unless you saw it. And it would be people that you know in your heart you never felt like that about. But they feel like that about you. So your antenna gotta always be up because you can help people. You can really help people, bail them out. You can save their life. And they will turn on you because you cannot train and domesticate a naturally wild beast. You can domesticate, you can train a dog. You can domesticate a cat to a degree. Cats are very independent, but you're not gonna have no problems. You cannot train and domesticate a venomous snake. You cannot take on a gaboon viper as a pet and think you can just have him roaming around the house as if he was a Shih Tzu, a Chihuahua. You can't do it because his mind is not set up to take in that kind of understanding. His mind is not set up to love. It's not set up for that. His mind is set up to survive and to thrive off and live off of his appetite. So it doesn't matter if you've had this gaboon viper for 4 years and you think he knows you and he kind of likes you. Oh, that's all, man. I've been had this snake. Yeah, I'll let him out sometimes and he will kill you the first chance that he gets. And he will not feel anything when he does it. Because his nature is not set up like that. And that is the equivalent of some of these people that we are around every single day. Their minds are not set up to give an ounce, to care 1 ounce about you. It's not set up for that. They come in trying to get over. They come in trying to manipulate. They come in trying to win on you at your expense. They don't care about you. But the problem is you didn't recognize that they didn't care about you because you was too busy caring about them. So when you see them for what they really are, then guess what happened? Now you hurt. I don't believe it. I couldn't believe it. You hurt because you was being naive. You was being a sucker. They just call it for what it really is. It's being weak. People tried to tell you. You said they was hating. Oh, you hating on my relationship? You was always jealous of me. You just mad because I got a man now and he's everybody ain't hating on your relationship. You know, a mature grown adult does not sit around thinking about other folks' relationships and figuring out ways to destroy them. An envious, jealous person may do that. But you have to judge people by their track record. If this person has never had a history of being that way or acting that way towards you, or doing right by you, they have had a history of that, then I have to take into account if they tell me something about somebody. I have to take it into account based on who's telling it. But can't no doggish, snakish, what other animals can I use? Radish, roachish individual come to me and try to tell me something like they looking out for me. And I'm going to take it in like, oh, whoa, yeah, that's a good point you're making. No, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the deliverer of the message before I even start to process what the message was. That's why a lot of times a wise person will ask this question. If somebody comes to them and says something about another person, and they come to tell you, hey, man, such and such said that, no, somebody say, hey, man, I heard that, oh boy, blah, 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 blah. A wise person gonna say, who told you that? You know, because if it's something that sounds crazy, a wise person, where'd you get that from? Who told you that? And if the answer is, oh man, well, little Bobo down the street. Bobo, oh, not, come on, bro. Man, you know how, come on, bro. Really? You believe in what he say? But if it comes from a reputable source, and even if it comes from a reputable source, it's still not for you to take it and just be slanderous and running around telling everybody that it's just to take it in. It's okay. I got you. Good point taken. Good looking out. Because I know this person, I know him to not be, or I know her to not be the kind of person that does that. So it's a difference between, and this is my opinion, it's a difference between a slander and a warning. See, it's a difference between a gossip spirit and, hey man, I'm letting you know, keep your eye on that cat. That dude ain't right. That's a difference. I'm not slandering him. I'm not gossiping on him. I'm warning my people about facts about an individual. That's what I'm doing. Warning you. Because I don't want my people who may be on a path to deal with this person in some form or fashion. I don't want my people to get caught up in whatever they got going on. So it would be like me telling one of the young homies, or telling my younger brother or whoever, you just jumping in the car with these dudes. Hey man, I give you a ride to the store. Come on. Then they give you a ride and they come back around the next day, and I tell you, I say, man, you don't need to just be hopping in the car with them dudes like that, man. Them guys got some stuff going on to where you don't want to be a part of that. And if you get caught up with them at the wrong time, you're going to get in something that you can't get out of. That's me warning my folks. Man, you snitching. Nah, you just a fool. I'm no snitching code, man. I ain't no snitch, man. So, man, if my own son I'm not gonna even tell my son not to ride in the car with them dudes because I ain't gonna snitch on them dudes. If he choose to do it, he go to jail. He made that decision. You a fool. You an idiot. Idiot. See? A person will use you and manipulate you for 869 years if you allow it. If you never stop them, if you never break the cycle, they will use you forever or until they upgrade. Now that would be the only way, that's the only scenario where a user and a manipulator will cut you loose, will finally just remove himself from you voluntarily without you peeping the game and exposing them and running them off. If they upgrade, he meets a 78-year-old woman that's a millionaire, and then she brings him in, and now it's looking like he can get that inheritance off of her. Yeah, you might be small potatoes now, and he might move on to something bigger and better. But outside of that, they gonna walk you like a dog for 9 more millenniums because they can, and because you have not shown any ability or any willingness to stop them. And the crazy part about it is it goes on for years and years and years, and you're not even happy. You don't receive anything. You're not getting nothing out the deal. But you have let that type of way become normal to you. That has become your normal life. You have normalized misery. You've normalized your own misery. You have forgotten what it feels like to actually be happy, if you ever knew it all. Because most people that get caught up like that, again, it happened long before they met that person. That person just sold them a dream, and they latched on to it because they didn't get love from way back. See, when you are taught, when you have seen what love looks like, when you are taught the value of yourself and how and the standard that you should hold people to as it relates to you and how they treat you, can't nobody do that to you. They can't get you. Because you're going to nip it in the bud. You're going to shut it down out the gate from the first sign of disrespect, the first sign of trickery, the first sign of shadiness and manipulation, the first sign of selfish acts, the first sign of verbal disrespect. You're going to shut it down. And the person will say, hey, man or woman, and not just relationship, just in general, just the general laws of respect. A man will tell another man, hey, bro, don't talk to me like that, man. I don't let people talk to me like that, bro. As a man, don't talk to me like that. You're going to let them know. And then if it continues on, then it may escalate into something else. If the person don't have sense enough to say, because sometimes a person can get beside themselves. They might not be a bad person, but they might misjudge you. You may be walking in humility, and you don't come off like that, but you not like that. So they may get a little happy and get a little overzealous in how they address you, and then you tell them and they go, my bad, man, I apologize. See, I see it all the time because I play basketball. See, basketball is it shows you different personalities of people in life and just certain people's ways. You see it come out on a basketball court because arguments break out, disagreements over calls break out, and you get a glimpse of how people handle real life problems based on their emotional responses to a basketball game. So if I'm overly just going crazy behind a call, I'm just acting, it's one call, and I'm just acting like the world gonna end, or I'm ready to just risk it all behind whether you traveled or not. That gives me a glimpse into how you might be in real life, how you might be. Because it's not always the case in that either. Some people come on the court and they lash out like that just to get out the life stuff. But outside the court, they cool as a fan. So it just depends. But if you don't stop people and show them how to treat you, then they will take it on themselves to treat you the way they feel that they see fit. You got to teach people how to treat you. You got to teach them, you got to show them what you don't tolerate. And when you show people what you don't tolerate, they have two choices. Well, they have three. Choice number one, they're going to say, okay, I respect that. And I know how to, that's only right. That's respect. Choice number two, they're going to move around because they got to find somebody that they can disrespect to accomplish their goal. Choice number three, they're going to try you again, and then we'll see what happens after that. That's it. All right, man, let me see what y'all talking about. Let me see what you're talking about. Shattered Star Game said, real talk. You right. That's a damn fool. See, I called him a fool. See, Shattered Star Game said, that's a damn fool. You let somebody that do that to you. JoJo Jones said, don't be that tree. Once they use you for your walnuts, bark, branches, then they just cut you down and leave you as a stump. Then they move on to the next tree. That's some old folks' wisdom right there, Joe. Yep. Instinct says in South Africa, we call that taking you for a pose. Taking you for a pose? That's what you said? Yeah. Bo C says, man, I just hopped in the convo, hit me in the fields from the gate. Yeah, we was in the middle of it, man. Because I see this too much. I see too many people, young, old, and in between. It has no age restriction. We can't just attribute this to young people. Well, man, that's them young people. We can't just attribute it to older people. Everybody, every age gets it because it's different ages, but a lot of people have been through some of the same things. And you're not gonna ever be happy, man. When you are in misery so long, especially if you've never even experienced what being happy is, when you finally get to happiness, you be like, man, this is it. This is what everybody says is happiness. Yeah, because you denied yourself of it for so long. Jovan says, first of all, if a person has to manipulate another individual, then that alone makes them a bad person. In a weak person. Because one thing about a manipulator that I haven't mentioned yet, see, They are predators. They know a certain type that they know to target. See? See? It's a group of people, and you peep in the conversation. You know who's the weak one in the group, and you know who the one you can't play with in the group. They're predators. They target. Oh, I can get her. Stormhawk says, I'm quick to cut disrespect out. You gotta be. Gotta be quick. You can't let it linger. You can't give people any feeling that it's okay to do you any kind of way, to talk to you any kind of way. You gotta let people know off the rip who you are. You gotta let them know immediately who you are. Like, nah, dude, I'm not. You know how people say I ain't the one. That's where that came from. I'm not the one, dude. I'm not the one, because that means that there is one. You find the one that you're looking for that you can do that to, but I'm not the one. DT says, yeah, a vulture is a vulture, young or old. Yeah, because the manipulators range in age. It ain't just the manipulated. You got people out here 35, 40, 50, 60 years old, still scamming and still hustling, still trying to roach off other people. They will never, ever do anything for themselves. They feel some form of false entitlement, and they've never done anything to be entitled to anything. So they feel like because they know you, you owe them. Well, he's my cousin. My cousin's rich, so my cousin should give me some of her money. Cousin worked hard every day, got up, went to school, did what they had to do, went through the fire, built their thing from the ground up, made it successful, worked hard for what they got. You didn't do anything, but because that's your cousin, she should help me. She should give me some money. Then if she don't, now she's stuck up. Now she acting funny. Now she too good. She thinks she too good. She thinks she better than the family. She think, man, you are a worthless, slimy piece of nothing. And you'll never accept that you're a worthless, slimy piece of nothing. You have no place on the planet. I don't let people play with me like that. Telly Savalas, what? You got Kojak up in here, man? Wait a minute. Where are you talking to us from, Telly? Telly Savalas. That's a name. You got to be old school to know who Telly Savalas is, man. That's Kojak. I'm still reading y'all comments, man. Still reading y'all comments. Please stay on topic. I'm not answering any questions that are off topic. Joel Wilson says, be the friend to others that you would love to have for yourself. See, the problem is, that statement applies to people who really have the heart to be a friend. That's not going to work on a roach. It's not going to work on a snake. It's not going to work on a manipulator where you say, well, man, you got to be the friend to others. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Now, that don't work on those type of people. That's just the reality of it. See, those type of people, they're not going to be a friend. They have no friendship qualities in them. Their qualities are based on appetite. What can I get for me? And whatever I can get for me, how can I get it from other people? That's my goal. I got to figure out how to get from other people because I'm too trash. I'm too sorry. I'm too worthless to try to do anything for myself. You can't sell logic to a person like that. You have to, it's other ways that you have to deal with people like that. Trust me. You got to deal with them you got to deal with them in a special kind of way. That's how you deal with them. But the first way you deal with them is you cut them off. Cut them off. Cut them off. That's how you do it. Once you recognize it, because you may have, like you say, Joel, you may have been being the friend till you recognize, okay, I'm being a friend, but this person ain't being a friend. This person is benefiting off of my friendship. It's only so long that extends. See what y'all talking about. Dollar bill. What's up, dollar? My brother is in the building. Stop letting these people, man, look, man. And it's hard when you're on the outside looking in and you seeing people who are being done like that, people that you care about, and they won't remove themselves from those types of situations. They won't remove themselves from those because if they're grown, you can't make them. That's one of the toughest things. See, sometimes that's harder than being you when it's somebody you care about and you can't make them see the type of person that they're dealing with. Or they see it, but they don't want to break free from it for whatever reason. Jovan says, don't know how to escape it. And that's a good point, nephew, because some people do want to break free. But like I said a few minutes back, that's when fear comes in, because I told you it's two sides to it. It's one side that you just being tricked and fooled and you just floating around like it's all good and you just don't know no better. You just being naive. But it's another instance where that person is striking straight up fear in somebody else. You don't know what kind of threats they receiving behind the scenes, and they so scared that the fear has paralyzed them. It's like somebody getting abducted. We've seen situations where people get kidnapped and abducted, and the person who takes them has been so abusive for them for so long. He got her down in the basement. He just torturing her and raping her and threatening her family and all this. So much time passed. I saw this on a TV show. Dude had this lady, man. And so much time passed to where he got comfortable, like taking her out, like they'll go to eat or go to the store or something like that. He got comfortable getting out the car to go in the store, and she's sitting in the car, broad daylight. But he had got so deep into her head that all she had to do was just get out the car and take out the dude. He in the stove. All she got to do is get out that car and run screaming down the street, and it's a wrap. But the things that he has instilled in her head, and wherever you go, I'm gonna find you, and I'll catch you, and I'll kill you, and I'll kill your mama, and I'll, and he's doing all these terrible things to her in the process. It weighed on her psyche, and now she's like, he has a power over her. But the show I saw, the dude relaxed too much and he took her out one time too many. And she finally got the courage to take off running. Fool went in the store and she finally broke free. So, like you said, some people don't don't know how to escape. But everything starts up here. And sometimes this right here, it can hinder your you can fool yourself. You can actually outthink yourself. You can think yourself into stupidity because you can overlook obvious logic. The kidnapper took you in public. Y'all just walking around. He said, "You better act like we normal, or I'm gonna kill you when we get back." But y'all in Walmart just start hollering and screaming. He can't do it. He can't get to you. By the time everybody's swarming on him, you good. But he got control of this. Stop letting people manipulate you, man. Demand your respect, bro. Demand your respect. Honey B. Lee says they are evil people. Phantom Face says fear doesn't work on me. It shouldn't. We should only fear God, man. We should only fear God. Lou Hybrid, what's going on? Ungrateful Ninja, the movie Girl in the Box. Girl in the Box. I'm gonna have to watch that. Where can I see that at? Joseph said it's hard to be a friend. People can never just be a friend back. It seems like it's always about needing something from you. Well, I equate that to when people talk about relationships and they say, man, you can't find no good men. You can't find no good women. All these women is for the streets. It becomes about your selection process, bro. And none of us are perfect or have been perfect in our selection process, but it's the same with your friend. I said it earlier in the video for those who weren't here at the time. You have to be patient. You have to let time pass. Time will show you who people are. I'm telling you. Because the manipulators are impatient. They trying to get to the goal fast. So don't just jump in with people like that. Don't just hurry up and just, oh, we together. We're getting married. Wait a minute, you just met that dude 2 months ago. Yeah, but sometimes when you know, you know. But do you really know? Do you know? Just wait it out. People gonna show you. The base level of friendship is necessity, says Dr. Filt. The base level of friendship is necessity. I can pull my own definition out of what you said. I think I kind of get what you're saying, but I have different thoughts of it. You correct me if I'm wrong, if that's not what you meant. I feel like fulfilling the necessity of a friend in need is a characteristic of you being a real friend, a friendship. But the friendship can't be based on someone else's necessity alone. Somebody always needing something from you. And some mystical, magical way, you can never seem to get no help from them. You're being manipulated. You're being used. You're always there for that person. all the time for big stuff. I mean, it's big things like major stuff that they can get from you. But boy, that you need, hey man, can you help me move this couch? Oh man, I ain't got time to do that. You can't get the smallest things from them. Those are your signs. Those are your flags. Those are your blessings. Red flags are blessings. Don't you know that? Don't you know that one of the most beautiful things that can happen to you when you meet somebody or when you get to know somebody, one of the most beautiful things that can happen is when they show you little things about themselves that can potentially be uh-oh. And you see it early. If you see like the big ones early, you see something really crazy early. She was so fine though. She was so fine that it made me blind. She was so fine that it made me blind. I knew she was crazy, but I paid it no mind. Come on, man. Can't do that. That's your blessing. You being shown. Get out. And by the time you see it and you're ready to get out, this is you. Now this is your life. Yeah, what's up, man? You on a date. This you on a date. Yeah, let me get a what you want to drink? Yeah, I want a tea with I want to get these appetizers and you have no life left in you, bro. You done. you, your light is out in your mind. You have been drained of all your light. Lou Hybrid said it's racism. How's it racism? Explain that one. Now, don't get me wrong now. Of course, the concept of racism, that is manipulation in racism. Not quite where I was going on this particular topic. I'm thinking more just on personal relationship levels with different people, whether it's friends, families, lovers, loved ones, husbands, wives, whatever, co-workers. I don't see where the racial aspect comes in this conversation, but maybe you can enlighten me. Maybe you can teach me something. How is it racism? Instinct says energy vampirism. Yeah, people will suck the energy out of you like blood because you don't want to fight no more. Just take all of the fight out of you, man. You ain't no fun no more. Your homies show up at the door unannounced. You come to the door. They, hey, what's up, boy? Hey, man, we finna go down to the court, man. We finna go play ball, talk great. And you do this and you go, nah, y'all go ahead, man. Yeah, you done. You done. Same with the females. All your homegirls, y'all, they going on a little weekend. They going on a little hangout, going to girls' night out. Girl, you know he ain't gonna let me go. He ain't gonna let me go. Y'all go ahead. And boy, you want to go. Come on, man. Hey man, y'all drop y'all locations. Y'all go drop y'all locations, man, so I can shout y'all out. Is that Central the Envoy? Brave Prince, Dallas, Texas is in the building. Dr. Filth is in Melbourne, Australia. Instinct, still in Cape Town, South Africa. Honeybee Lee is in Detroit. My brother Brandon, 91 in Wisconsin. Phantom Face in the 610. So you done taught me the area code of Columbus, man. Somebody could have walked up on me on the street and said, I'll give you $1 million if you tell me the area code of Columbus, Ohio. I'm going to win that million now. And yeah. Michael Frank says, is it good to become vulnerable after leaving? What do you mean? Like after leaving a bad relationship, becoming vulnerable after leaving a bad situation? What do you mean? Elaborate, and I'll answer the question the best I can. Damage 287 in Plainville, New Jersey. Ungrateful is in Memphis. Joshi, is that Joshi Ill or Joshi Ill in the 601? That's Mississippi, right? 601. Is that Jackson? Bender 438, Cypress, Northwest H-Town. Yeah, Mississippi. Awakened Seed Planter in Bessemer, Alabama. The home of my brother, the Jordan King. Home of my, I think that's where our coach is from. Ain't D'Amico Rhymes from Bessemer? Yeah. Oh, I done collaborated with all kind of Australian rappers before, man. DJ XO is Second Ward. Demetrius out there in Chicago. Somebody just sent me the greetings. Hold on, I missed it. Chicago. Asian man, Ocean State. Jovan is in Florida. JoJo says, be too late to get out now. You got a child on the way. Well, you can get out, but it's gonna be a problem. So you mean, Michael Franks, you're saying like being vulnerable. Well, here's the deal. If you just come out of a bad situation, I would always suggest to people not to rush right back into a new situation. A lot of people do that because a lot of people have this thing where they can't be alone. So they'll come out of a situation, even if it's not a bad relationship. They may just, the relationship ran its course, y'all was good for a while and it ended. Then they'll jump right back in it. It's people that will be married and they'll divorce, and you look up 5-6 months later, they married again. I wouldn't advise that. I wouldn't advise to jump immediately back into something. Now, that's not to say not meet people, not get to know people, but I would think that whatever situation you just came out of, and in your case, what you said is a bad situation, then you should be pulling the lessons from that bad situation. You should be saying to yourself, man, I'm not gonna ever do this again, that again. I'm not gonna make that mistake again. Next go round, I'm gonna do this. You should already have little markers in your mind or even written down so you won't forget of mistakes that you made, of things that you ignored, things that you didn't recognize. You got to have that marked to where whenever you get to a point where you're ready to jump back in the game, you defend yourself better against making the same mistakes. That's not to say you won't make mistakes or make some of the same mistakes, but You want to reduce the impact of the mistake, or you want to eliminate it altogether. So being vulnerable means that you just are just wide open, like, like you let the fact that you are still hurting or suffering from the past relationship, then somebody else can easily slide in and possibly take advantage of you in your state of vulnerability. No, just wait, just chill, just let yourself flush out, let yourself cleanse, give yourself time to process, give yourself time to kind of heal from the last situation, then clear your mind to a point where you have enough sense to not judge anything or anyone in the future off of the past. See, it's a difference between what I said, learning from the past person and learning from the mistakes of them and you, learning from that, but not carrying it over into the new person, because the new person may be the blessing of your life. It may be the person that God got for you, right? But you still carrying that old stuff. And the minute that he or she says something that reminds you of something that other person said, now you are dragging them back into this. You are taking the old person's face and putting it on the new person's body. So you stand to lose a potentially good person because you ain't let that go yet. So now don't be weak, don't be vulnerable, because some people can't be alone. I'm telling you, man, I know people, some people, man, they just got to be with somebody and they'll just settle for anything. I just can't be alone. Yes, you can. What you mean you can't be alone? Sometimes you need to be alone, just to be in your own world, your own thoughts, not be clouded by other people in your ear. This person here, this person there. You done bounced into a new relationship so fast, you're going to accidentally call the new person by the old person's name. It's too fast. Chill. Wait. Asiatic Sigma, patience is key. Yeah. M.R. Brooks says spiritual battle. Lou Hybrid. Okay, no, I thought that was where you was from. Still shouting y'all out so y'all can drop y'all location, but I had to answer my homie's question on the way. Instinct says you can develop trust issues after trauma like that. Yeah, you can. That's why you got to give yourself time to heal. You gotta have understanding. You gotta know that everybody ain't the same. You might as well remove yourself from the whole pool of seeking a great relationship if you're gonna just always assume. See, that's why a lot of these crazy people, male and female, that you see on online, see on social media all the time, they are destroying they're destroying relationships. They're destroying the concept of love and marriage, because what they are doing, they are putting every gender, if it's a dude that's bashing females or whether it's a woman that's bashing males, they are putting, their narrative is putting every gender and making them exactly the same. Like all men are this, all women are this. This is how all women think. This is how all men think. And they are putting this narrative out there, and you got people who are weak enough, dumb enough, silly enough, foolish enough to believe that, to believe those narratives of somebody who 99 times out of 100, their language, their philosophy on these subjects are rooted in their own failures in relationships. If you look at some of their own just histories, it's like some of these folks been married 2 or 3 times, failed marriages, bad relationships, abusive relationships. They have crazy, and they will now take the whole of an entire gender, which each gender consists of billions of people, and they will now generalize and say, this is how they are. And they've dated 15 guys in their life. Guy might have been with 15, 20 women in their life. So you're basing all of that off of the 3 or 4 or 5, 10, a handful of people that you've had experience with that you selected. Think about that. You're going to get mad at somebody for being the way they are, and you chose to be with them because you didn't do what I said early on. You didn't have patience. And they pass these judgments. They make these assertions and claims, all the while overlooking their own craziness. Because most of the ones who put that stuff out there, man, they crazy as a Bessie bug. They crazy as all outdoors. Crazy. Just some of the concepts that they subscribe to. You got to be crazy. So if you can't look at yourself, I don't care what went wrong. If you can't look at yourself, if I can't look at myself, I got to be able to say, well, yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't no angel either. See? Phantom Face said, I just mind my business. I mind my business too, Phantom Face. I ain't gonna lie. But sometimes when you're in a position where you are the person who a lot of people come to with, their problems, with their issues, then, I got to eat that. I got to take my calling, I guess. I got to accept what that is because, I'm the counselor a lot of times. Prophet picks Alex from where? Methuen. What is that? Appreciate the love. Anna Menarche says isolation in the forest is good meditation. I ain't got to isolate in the forest. I better close my eyes and Smokey the Bear be standing behind me. Dr. Phillips says, I'm so dumb, man. I saw all the signs early on, but she was too damn fine. I mean, yeah, hey, man, it happens, bro. It happens, man. The fine will make you blind. And like Dola might say, and I ain't lying. I mean, you can be blind. Beauty, man, you be blinded by beauty. A lot of people have got jammed up behind beauty and the booty. And it works for women too, females too. There are a lot of things that a woman will let a man who she's attracted to get away with that she will never let another guy get away with. So the physical attraction, that physical aspect is very dangerous because we'll look at that as being the measurement that we use, a measuring stick that we use to determine if this is the right person for us. Well, she got to be the right person for me. Look how fine she is. Girl, he's so fine. He looks so good. I'll do this. I'll give him some on the first night. Or I'll marry him. And do y'all know, y'all, man, y'all would be surprised. Y'all might not be if you're old enough. Bro, you would be surprised how easy it is to get somebody to marry you. I'm going to say that again for the people that's way in the back that might not have heard me. It is amazing how easy it is to get someone to marry you. And I mean like way faster than you should be able to get them to marry you. I mean like a month, 2 months, 3 weeks. People will get married just because you done married some cat you don't even know his middle name. You never met his mama. Don't know how many bodies he got in his basement. But people are so in love with the idea. And unfortunately, a lot of our women are in love with the idea of being married, or they married for the wrong reason. They trying to hit a lick. And if I present myself, hey man, you see me and I got all this money. My lifestyle reflects something in her eyes that says, I could get used to that. She'll marry me instantly. I ain't saying try just as an experiment, but you'll be surprised. Just met her. You ain't been knowing that long. You just said, man, you know what? I just see something in you. I think you the one. And you ask her to marry you? But I wouldn't even play like that. They said, would you marry me if I asked you? You'll be surprised. Knowing that she shouldn't say yes. You're a good guy. You're a good guy, but in your mind, you're still like, wait a minute, though. It's because it would be suspect. It would scare me if a woman agreed to marry me way too fast. I'll be like, wait a minute. You trying to marry me now? You just met. You said, yeah, you do it. You really do it? We can go to courthouse tomorrow? Do it. And ladies, these dudes that want to hurry up and marry y'all, they had a reason, they had a motives too. He may be stable, good job, house, but he may be trying to isolate you, like I said, and control you and take you, make you part of a concubine or something like that. Marry you as a trophy. He really don't even care about you. He has business interests. He wants to, you beautiful. He just wants to bring you around and parade you around, and you're not happy. You got the money, but you in this existence, you're not even happy. Y'all better quit and y'all better quit just randomly marrying people. Philip Devereaux says, I try and check my motivations so that I don't move so selfishly. That's wise. I have been manipulated. I have manipulated and been manipulated. It is if our culture's appreciation of instant gratification encourages it sometimes. Yeah, I mean, that's pressure for some people. And again, instant gratification, sometimes the need for instant gratification sometimes promotes or pushes a greedy mindset or an evil mindset, because now, and a manipulative mindset, because now you like, I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to get it because I want it and I want it right now. You ever seen that commercial where it say, "It's my money and I want it now"? Where the other say, "It's their money and I want it now." It's your money and I want it now. Prophet Pick says, funny when atheists get married. It's a sacrament. Atheists get married? I guess they do. Look, I guess atheists can fall in love. Maybe they just don't. Yeah, of course, an atheist can fall in love. They can feel love. I guess maybe they just don't. I guess they just cut out all the God parts. We stand here with this couple. This couple stands here before God. I mean, they just stand here. You got to cut out all the parts that mention God. But well, Ron Warner said, studied my wife 5 years before we got married. Now, 18 years in, she turned out to be the best friend I ever had. True ebony queen. Come on, man. Black love. Check it out, man. Yeah. That's what courting is all about. Got to get to know people, man. Got to get to know. I told y'all that before. You done jumped in too fast, boy, and next thing you know, you sleep. And you wake up, boy, and she got a weed whacker turned on, just standing over you with a weed whacker, just standing over your bed with a weed whacker in her hand. Come on, man. 5 years. If you don't know them in 5 years, you're not really paying attention, or they doing a hell of an acting job. See? If you see the potential for it to be a great person, be patient. Look, bro, let me tell y'all something, man, about your big brother. I have blown great women in situations in my life, man, by being impatient, being young and dumb. Oh, man, I'm going to go do this. No, you got a good one. No, I'm going to go do this. Being young and dumb. See? Then when you get older, you realize you don't get many of those top quality ones. They don't come along like that. You think they do when you're young. They don't come along like that. What the man on Bronx Tale said, what Sonny say? So you only get 3 great women in your life. Now, I don't know how true that is, but it was cool in the movie. But it makes you think, like, is that true? So you only get 3 great ones in your life. See? Phantom Face says, I've been with my wife 22 years. You'll never fully know someone. Yeah, that's true. People evolve and people, but you'll know the main, you'll know the main things, that the things that you know will say, well, this is, I can rock with this. I'm sure you're not going to find out after 22 years that your wife murdered 16 people back in 1997. You're not going to find it out. She's good. You're good on that. You don't have to worry about that. But she might tell you that perfume that you buy every year for her birthday, she never liked it. She just didn't want to hurt your feelings. She might say that. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Because you're right. You'll never fully know somebody. But I also feel like the the concept of saying you'll never fully know somebody, while it's true, that side, in my opinion, only represents just a small percentage. So if you say you'll never fully know somebody, well, yeah, that means that's probably 5, 4, 5, 6%. But you, the other 96, that's you got, you know that. That's not a big, yeah, that's great. Cool. Again, unless the 4% is she killed 18 people back in 1997. You find out. No, I ain't gonna say that part because that happened in real life. I saw that online. Bo C says proper courting definitely needs to be brought back. Asiatic says once she put a bunch of insurance on you, be careful. It's like that episode of Martin. He thought Gina was trying to kill him. Hey man, y'all go and give me 4 more likes. I haven't been asking for likes in a while, but since we so close to 100, that 96 is just messing with my OCD. And it's bothering me to see that up there. So let's just go and get it to over 100, just for my own mental sanity. For my own sanity, let's get it. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that. Is that Sagat? Appreciate that. Hey, look, man, before I let y'all go, on another note, like I say, the new album 7 Hour Block is out. I don't know if y'all knew I dropped another album, not Audio Optics. It's called 7 Hour Block. I would really appreciate for that one and the album I dropped a couple of weeks ago, Audio Optics. Yeah, another one, Prophet. The album is on YouTube, so you can listen to the album. It's called 7 Hour Block. As soon as we get off, but I really want y'all, if you're able, I don't want you to stretch yourself out. If you're not able, you're not able. Or if it doesn't make sense to you, then don't. But I would really like for y'all to support physical copies again. Go purchase the CD or go purchase the download from like iTunes. Buy the album from like iTunes, where you can actually purchase the whole album. Because as artists, we don't make hardly any money from streams at all. The streaming game is trash. Now, if you got subscriptions with the streaming company, I'm not telling you to not stream the album. Of course, you paying $9-10 a month to be able to listen to anything you want to listen to. As a customer and a consumer, that's a deal that you can't beat as a fan of music. But I'm speaking more to my core audience. I'm not speaking to casuals. If the casuals want to become a part of that, then I appreciate it. But as far as my core, the people that really rock with me, go get that physical. Go order that CD. Go get that download. Because these streaming companies are robbing artists, man. They're robbing artists. And they make billions, and we get crumbs. Literally. A stream is less. One stream pays an artist less than a penny. If a penny is the lowest denomination of currency, how can you make less than that? I see you, Ultra Dry. Brandon says, if it wasn't for streaming, it would be hard to explore new music. And I understand that. Look, I understand. I get it, man. I get it. But I feel like there are other ways to explore new music as well, though. But just shouting out to my core. If you really rock with me, go get that CD. And I know somebody, man, I don't got no place to play no CD no more. Yeah, just okay, go just collect it and then or get the download, get the digital download. But the streaming game is robbing us, bro. And I'm about to be one of the main people that's trying to get on this campaign, even from an underground standpoint. It's robbing us. It's robbing us, bro. It's a shame. I probably won't do tapes, Sunspell. You know, tapes are kind of really they've been coming back though. But I think it's more on some collector stuff with the tapes, you know. But it is what it is. So I just put the website on to order the new album, southparkcoalitionsite.net. You can order 7-hour block and audio optics. The 7-hour block CDs are not in yet. They'll be in next week. We'll be shipping them next week. Of course, audio optics, bam. That is right there. If you don't have it already, go get it. Go get it, man. Go get it tonight. Go back in time and get it yesterday if you got a time machine. Yeah. Said, but the artists you love and want to support you gotta be there for, is it another part to it? Yeah. 7-hour block will be released on vinyl. It will be released on vinyl. Pacojo, Danger Zone was nice. Danger Zone, that's the last album you heard from me? Danger Zone. I appreciate the love, but you know how many albums I've dropped since Danger Zone? That came out in 95. Joe? Nah, man, but I'm for real, man. Y'all know I don't really rock like that, but I'm just tired of that, man. That's a slap in the face, bro. That's a slap in the face, man. You know, when I made that video the other day about Snoop saying he got 1 billion streams and 1 billion streams only paid him 45,000, man. Where the rest of that money go? We know the answer. That's a rhetorical question, but come on, man. Come on, man. Support the albums, support the artists that you really rock with. You know, I'm not saying, if I may have casual fans. I may have fans that don't like all my music, but they might like this song or this album. I respect that. Get it how you get it. But if you really rock with me and you get all my stuff, order a CD, man. Or go get a download from iTunes or something if you don't want a physical copy. Do it like that, and I'll be able to do a whole lot more in terms of content, in terms of doing things for y'all and upping the game on marketing and promoting and all that. Square business, man. So Big Ock. Ooh, yeah, but say Big Ock hanging in there. Yeah, because there's one something out there in New York. Big Ock, my brother. All right, man. If that's it, y'all don't have anything else on the topic. I had to throw my little commercial break in there. What's up, Mel? I appreciate the love. Yeah. Last call for alcohol. No alcohol. This the last call. I'll catch y'all later on, man. Peace and hair grease.